was always one of the classes in high school I looked forward to. My teacher, Madame Clemence, was always very kind and ready to help us when we were struggling. However, she couldn't always be there. On this particular day, she was attending her daughter's wedding, a very respectable reason to be out in my opinion. However, our substitute that day was a menace to the French language. Madame Berthollet was a crabby, misshapen Belgian woman with one of the strangest, most unintelligible accents I had ever heard, and to top it off, we were supposed to have a quiz that day. The bell rang and class began. She scowled across the room before saying, "Hello, boys and girls. Today we will be doing the subjunctive of the quiz." Needless to say, I and many of my classmates groaned in unison. We all hated the subjunctive, and half the class hadn't even studied it, hoping that her absence would postpone the quiz and we'd be watching a French movie, like Ratatouille, as we usually did with a sub. Evidently, however, half of the class was in a predicament. I, being the diligent student I was, had studied with my partner. Seeing that the class was too full, she had half of us work on the test outside the classroom in the hallway, and the other half spread out among the classroom desks. This was, as she said, to reduce cheating. However, this also opened up an opportunity. She could not be in two places at once. We began the test. Pencils scratched away, and she rose from her chair to waddle over to the hallway to check on the students out there. And many students inside the classroom seized that opportunity and immediately started consulting with each other about the test. I was shocked at how blatantly they were just discussing answers. My partner and I kept our heads down and tried to tune out the hush babble. Madame Berthollet walked in and out between the two groups until everyone had finished. She then collected the papers and we began to work on our next unit's assignment. She was all the while unawares that any sort of cheating had taken place. However, the episode did not sit easy with me. I was torn between loyalty to my classmates, many of whom I had known for years and been friends with, and a feeling of guilt and frustration knowing so many people would get better grades than they deserved, possibly even better grades than me. I made my decision. The next morning, I made my way to her classroom. There she was, happy as ever, drinking her tea. Poor Madame Clemence. I summoned all my courage and explained what happened. During class that day, she handed back the graded tests with a disappointed look on her face. She stood up in front of the room, looked at all of us, and informed us that she had only handed back the tests so we could study. We would be retaking a new version of the quiz because she suspected that we hadn't all taken it honestly. My partner and I were exempt from the new test, but she offered it to us for extra credit, which we gladly accepted. My classmates never found out that I had been the one to tell her, and I think my decision to uphold the honor code like a weird academic superhero has benefited me in the long run and set a precedent for decisions I may have to make in the future.